Let's talk about battery health and storing your battery for the winter. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is no secret that here in Utah, it is winter time. We have about a foot of snow on the ground, and with that, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of e-bike riding. So I wanted to make this quick video to talk about how to safely store your battery for those winter months so that your battery doesn't degrade faster and it's ready to go in the springtime when all of this white stuff finally melts. In my hand is the battery for the Super 73 ZX, and it's sitting at about a full charge. I charged it a few weeks ago, and it's been on the back of my mind this whole time that I need to deplete this battery a little bit if I'm gonna let this thing sit for the winter time. Now, my wife generally rides the ZX. It has the Trooper tires on it, so it's not really outfitted to ride around in the snow. So I figure I'm gonna let this battery sit for a few months while things thaw out. Now, a couple things about lithium-ion batteries. It's not a bad thing to actually use them in the winter months because as you're using them, they warm up. And so the cold weather doesn't affect them in that regard. Also, there's no liquid inside to freeze. But something that's important to understand is that if you're gonna charge these batteries, don't charge them below freezing. So with my example, it's about 20 degrees outside right now, so I don't wanna run the charger on these batteries while they're sitting outside. Thankfully, with my model of e-bike and most model of e-bikes, the batteries are removable. So if I wanted to charge this battery, I would definitely do it inside, which I'm actually doing with my Super 73 S2 right now. I actually have two batteries on that one. They're both charging because I am going to take this on a winter ride, which is a video that's uploaded to my channel right now. So be sure to check that out. Back to why this battery has been on my mind since I charged it fully and it sat for a few weeks. When you charge lithium-ion batteries to their full capacity, ideally you want to use that battery right away. You might have noticed with your computer or a newer phone that when you plug it in at night, it charges it quickly up to about 80%, and then it might trickle charge throughout the night just to preserve the health of the battery. Now, this battery doesn't necessarily have that smart feature in it, but it does have some smart features that will prevent it from depleting all the way down, which is also harmful for your battery. So in my case, the ideal place that I want this battery to be sitting at through the winter months is right around 50%. In the summer months, when I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to ride the bike again, I'll try my best to charge the battery up to about 80 or 90%. And then when it comes time to ride, I'll plug it in for that last 20 to 10% and have a full battery on hand. If you're a Tesla owner, you've probably seen the exact same thing with your Tesla. They generally only charge them around 80% if you're going around town, but if you plan on going on a longer road trip, then you'll want to charge it to that 100%. It's just all about battery health, not keeping the battery cells fully charged for too long. So in this case, where it's the winter time and there's probably about 4 unusable months with this bike, I'm gonna let the battery deplete down to about 50%. That way it's not too high, but it's also not too low. Because if you let a battery go down to around 0 or even less than 10%, that's also harmful to lithium-ion batteries. Now, these batteries do discharge on their own. It's a certain percentage each day. I don't know what this one's setting at. I'll plug it in, we'll check it out. I'll see where it's at on my little battery monitor here. Most batteries have a feature where it doesn't let it deplete all the way down on its own. But if you are out riding and you rode your bike down to 0, you want to get that thing on a charger pretty quick so it's not sitting depleted for very long. It's kind of a balancing act. You know, in most cases, if you let your battery sit fully charged for very long or undercharged for very long, you should be all right. But ideally, if you want to be conscious of your battery health and you want these things to last longer, because we all know how expensive these replacement batteries are for various brands, then you'll want to be battery health conscious. When it comes to storing your battery for the winter time, another thing to think about is the temperature at which you're storing it at. I'm not going to leave this battery outside. I'm going to bring it in my house, but I'm also going to put it in a place that is cooler and drier. I double checked online and I'll link the article down below, but the ideal storage for one of these batteries is around 50 degrees in a dry climate. So luckily in Utah, it's very dry here, so I don't have to worry about any humidity. So that might be something to consider for some of those states that do have a ton of humidity. Keep this in an area that is cool and dry. Your garage might be a great option, a storage room or something like that. So I'm gonna throw this battery on the Super 73ZX. We'll see if the battery level has depleted at all. We'll check that out. And then I need to go for a quick ride while the roads are still clear enough to deplete that battery down to that 50% mark that I'm looking for and let this thing chill out for the winter time. However, we have plenty of adventures to do on the Super 73 S2, so the bike rides aren't over yet. So with the battery clicked into place, I'm gonna flip on the bike and we'll see what it indicates on our ring here. So surprisingly, it's still indicating full. So I'm gonna have to go for a little bit longer ride than I thought I would. That does it for this video. I hope that you found it helpful for when it comes time, if it does, for you to store your batteries during the winter months or any other situation that arises. If you have some battery storage tips, be sure to leave those in the comments down below. This is a community, so I want to be as helpful as possible, and I want you to be as helpful as possible as well. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you know what to do. Hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and have a great rest of your day.